This is the final 90 seconds of dashcam footage recovered from a truck that should not have been empty. It was found idling on a dead stretch of county road at a place called mile marker 43, 3:14 in the morning. The headlights find a man standing in the road, perfectly still, taped to the dash above the wheel, a note in the driver's own hand. Do not stop for the man at mile 43. And for the first time in 4 nights, you can watch the brake lights come on. The truck is slowing down. He is about to break his own rule. This is the story of why. His name was Daniel Voss, 46, a long-haul driver for most of his life. The kind of man who was good at being alone with an engine and a lot of road. He had a small house on the edge of town, and for 30 years he had someone in it. Her name was Carol. 2 coffee cups on the counter every morning without fail. And then one wet October night, on a road not so different from this one, there was a crash. Carol had been in the passenger seat. Daniel walked away from it. She did not. After the funeral, the house did the cruelest thing a house can do. It stayed exactly the same. Her coat still hung by the door. Her side of the bed still held the shape of her. And the silence in those rooms grew so heavy that Daniel could not breathe inside it. So he did the only thing he knew. He took every single night shift they would give him. Out on the road, in the dark, at least the silence was moving. At least it had somewhere to go. The road never asked how he was holding up. It never mentioned her name. It just went on. Most of his hauls were nothing. Interstates, rest stops. The same burnt gas station coffee, except for one. A 40-mile shortcut down an old county highway. No towns, no lights, no houses. Dispatch gave it to him because no one with seniority would take it. Daniel did not mind the quiet, at first. It was somewhere near mile marker 43 that the quiet began to feel like something watching. The first night it was almost nothing. A shape right at the edge of the headlights. A man on the shoulder, facing the oncoming lane. No thumb out, not walking, just there. Daniel slowed, looking for a broken down car. There was no car. There was nowhere to have come from. He watched his mirror a long while after. The road behind him stayed empty and black. He logged it the way he logged everything. Night 1. A man at 43. Strange. He did not expect to see it twice. That was his first mistake. On the second night, the man stood in the very same spot. Same posture. As if he had never once moved. Daniel kept his eyes forward. But he felt, more than saw, the head turn slowly to follow him by. Night 2, he wrote. And then smaller, in a hand that had started to shake. He does not blink. On the third night, he stopped at a diner 60 miles early, just to put the road off a while. He asked the old waitress if anyone ever walked that stretch. She stopped pouring and told him to take the interstate, but the freight would not wait, and the long way cost 3 hours. So back toward 43 he drove, and the man had moved to the white line now. Close enough to see that he had no face. Daniel did not slow that time. He fixed his eyes ahead and blew past the thing at 70. Night 3, he wrote, pressing the pen so hard it tore the page. He is at the line. Do not stop. In the mirror, the man should have shrunk into the dark. He did not. He only stood and watched the truck go. By daylight, Daniel could not sleep. He lay in that silent house and saw the man on the backs of his eyes. Twice he picked up the phone to quit. Twice he set it back down, because quitting meant staying home. And the house, with her coat by the door, was the only thing worse than that road. So before I tell you what waited for him on the 4th night, let me ask you something honest. If the only thing keeping you afloat was a haunted road, how long would you keep driving it? Tell me below. The 4th night fell on the 21st of October. 1 year to the day since the crash. It was raining the way it had rained that night. Daniel sat in his driveway for an hour, not moving, but the house was louder than the storm. So he dried his face and he pulled out into it. He told himself the man would be at the shoulder, the line, and he would pass him, like always. But at 43 tonight, the man was not on the shoulder. He stood in the center of the lane, directly in his path, facing him. And for the first time, the man was not still. He lifted one hand toward the truck, and something in Daniel, something grieving and exhausted and done, eased his foot off the gas. Every rule he had written screamed at him at once, but his hands were already bringing the truck down. The gap closed, 40 feet, 30. And in the full white of the headlights, he finally saw the man clearly. The coat first, a long coat, soaked through. A woman's coat, and Daniel knew that coat. He had chosen it. He had buried her in it. 1 year ago, tonight, it was Carol's coat, on a faceless thing in the road, one hand reaching for the door of his truck. The truck rolled to a full stop. The engine idled. The wipers kept their slow, patient time, and Daniel turned and looked at the empty passenger seat beside him. The seat that had been hers. The rule was only 3 words long: do not stop. He had already broken the first 2, so he reached across to the door she used to pull shut, and he broke the 3rd. The door swung open, the dome light woke. Cold rain blew across the empty seat. For 3 full seconds, the dash cam shows only the open door and the rain and nobody there. And then every frame tears itself apart into static. When the footage steadies, 11 seconds later, the driver's seat is empty. The passenger door hangs open. The engine still runs. And Daniel Voss is simply gone. A county deputy found the rig at first light, hazards blinking, the tank nearly dry. His logbook lay open on the seat. The final line never finished. It read, "Only, do not." There were no footprints in the wet mud around that truck. Not Daniel's, not anyone's. No body, no blood, no note. The county ruled it grief, and a man who wandered off in a hard year. They closed the file in 6 weeks. It was easier than the alternative, but that shortcut is still on the freight routes. It still saves 3 hours. It still runs past 43, and they still hand it to whichever driver has the least seniority, along with a worn logbook and a rule already written inside: do not stop for the man at mile 43. He will be on the shoulder. He will be there every single night. Except now there are 2 of them, and one wears a trucker's cap, a wedding ring, and a look of relief because Daniel Voss finally stopped. And whatever was wearing his wife's coat did not send him home. It gave him a place to stand, at the edge of the light, waiting for the next soul kind enough to slow.